Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of KimDix Talks. If you're new here, my name is Kim. I currently live in Japan where I do lifestyle and traveling videos. So if you're into food, culture, lifestyle, or just life in Asia in general, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and turn on that post notification bell. That way you'll never miss another video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for all your love and support. And without further ado, let's jump into this video. So in today's video, we're doing things a little bit different. For the last episodes of KimDix Talks, we've been going out on the road, kind of like a vlog type deal. But today I decided to sit down. We need to sit down and talk. However, it was kind of hard for me. So with everything that is happening, we all know and we all can agree that 2020 has been one of the strangest years. Well, for me at least, it has been one of the strangest years I have ever encountered in my life. It's like I wanted to come on here and do KimDix Talks with you guys. However, I didn't want to talk about Japan. I'm not from Japan. I mean, I'm a resident of Japan right now, but the issues that are happening back home, and it's just a pressing issue that has been on my mind. And although I'm not necessarily there experiencing it, it doesn't mean that I'm not feeling it. So it felt wrong coming on camera, sitting and talking about trivial things in Japan, kind of like the how to get a date or my most awkward moment. That's felt kind of trivial, and I felt wrong doing that. So I just decided that, you know what, I'm gonna just turn on the camera, I'm gonna check in, I'm just gonna talk to y'all like you're here, and we're just gonna chop it up. I don't know where this video is gonna go. I don't know. I didn't have anything planned. I didn't have anything written down. I'm just gonna talk and tell you how I feel, and it's just gonna flow. I'm not gonna edit it, so it's just gonna be my raw, unfiltered thoughts. So yeah, I mean, like I told you guys, this has just been the weirdest year for me. I had many trips and many plans in store, and it's funny, I was watching my welcome to 2020 video. I'll put that right here for you, so if you want, you can actually check it out as well. And I was looking back and I was thinking about, wow, if only I knew the start of the year. So every 3 months I typically leave Japan and I go traveling somewhere new. However, since the pandemic has happened, my last travels overseas was in February, and that's when I went to Jamaica. And you could also check out that clip right here. That was the last time. And for me, living and working in Japan, expat living just in general, is a very hard thing. You got to think about, you left your family behind, you left your life as you knew it behind. And yes, I know somebody's gonna be here like, well, that's what you signed up for. Yeah, that's what you signed up for. However, until you have start going through that, you can't really tell. I mean, you could put it down on paper. Okay, I'm going to have cultural shocks. Okay, I'm going to miss my family. Okay, there's going to be birthdays that I'm going to miss, Christmases, just special occasions. And sometimes your family just need it. Sometimes you just need to be there, and you're not. You kind of realize in the grand scheme of things how insignificant you really are, because it's kind of like everybody that you love, everybody that you care for is in another side of the world, and they're moving on without you. It's like their life is continuing, your life is continuing too, but it's kind of like you guys are in literally two separate worlds, and life is going on without you. You're missing important things, and there's nothing you can do about it but just try to be available. And then you have things like the time that comes into play, and just your work schedule, like different factors. So it's just one thing to say you're going to do it, and then one thing to actually experience it. Yeah, so that's how it started. I've been feeling a lot of that, like, whoa, how do you know when to transition? How do you know when it's time to leave? And if you guys have been watching me, or if you're on my Instagram or whatever, if you know me personally, I am a Christian, and there are many things like I don't really share. I am the kind of person who I share things on a need to know basis. So if it is that you and I don't connect like that, you will never know that part of me. But I'm the type of person, well, this might have given it away because I wear it everywhere, but I'm the type of person that I don't make a move unless I have prayed about it, unless I have some kind of clean cut thoughts and some kind of understanding of what's going to happen next. And I've realized since living in Japan, so I've been living in Japan now for 2 years, it's been hard for me to do that. Because for one, I just feel as if my I sacrifice, and maybe sacrifice is not, again, I'm just speaking, guys, so I don't want you to take what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be political, I'm just going to talk. So I felt like coming here I sacrificed a part of my Christianity, a part of my faith, because since coming here it's been hard for me. It's been hard for me to connect with God, I guess. It's hard for me to like be still. It's hard for me to hear his voice. So with that being said, it's hard for me to make the next move because I don't know what that is. I don't know, because like I said, I don't make a move until I know that, hey, this is his will and this is the direction that I need to go into. And I can't do that. I feel like I am stuck. And also what I do every year is I write down my goals. So 2019, it was strange. It was very strange. I was checking off my 2019 goals. And when it became time to check, to like write down what I wanted to do in 2020, I had the biggest hiccup in my life. That was when I realized for the first time I wasn't in school. I didn't have anything but work. And that was the first time for me. And I was like, whoa, what is the next step? Because I'm not accustomed to just working and coming home. I've never had that life. So or just not volunteering or stuff. I always had a whole bunch of stuff to do. So it was strange transitioning in the ending of, well, like from the summer of 2019. It was weird. I had that transition of what is that next step? What is it that I'm going to do? You have all this free time. Now what? The end of 2019, that really hit me as I was trying to find out, okay, these are the goals that I want to achieve for 2020. And I stopped, and it was just like, there was nothing. I still don't have anything down. And it was so upsetting. It was the first time in my life since I was probably like 12 that I have never written down a plan of what's going to happen or what is it that I want or I believe is my journey following into the next year. And that was very strange for me. And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, oh, the only thing I knew for sure was that I wanted to travel, which is the reason why I'm here. I've always said that I am not here because I love Japan. I am not here because I couldn't get a job back home. I'm not here for any of those reasons. In fact, I don't really know anything about Japanese culture prior to coming here, because Japan has been a place that I said I wanted to visit, but I don't care about anime. I don't care about Japan music. I don't care about any of that, if I'm going to be honest with you. I came here because all of my life I've always been on a straight and narrow path. I've always been on this go, 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 go. So I left college and I went straight. I've only had one job my whole life. This is my second job, guys, and I'm about to be 30 this year. So I'm always this long-term commitment. I'm a commitment kind of person, and it's just always have things planned, always have things knowing my next step and planning towards the future. That doesn't mean that I don't live. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that I like to have goals. I like goals. I need to know what's going to happen next. How is it that I'm going to do it? And I know a lot of people have this stigma that if you do that, you don't live. Whatever. Keep that over there. I'll do me. You keep that over there. Okay? So that was one of the reasons why I came. So I left school and I went straight into my first job. It was the job that I wanted. You guys probably, well, I've said this before, but if you're new here, so I've worked in banking for the last 5 years, 5 or 6 years. And then this is my second job. So it was just that you go to school. I knew that this was the job that I wanted. I knew this was the field that I wanted to be in, and I just knew I was going to stay there until I get vested for my pension, and then I was going to possibly look on the next step. And I prayed about leaving that job, but whenever I did that, the opportunity never arose. I mean, every time I would try to leave, there would be something that held me back. Until one day, my friend Ayoka, she actually put up a post and she was telling me, well, she wasn't telling me, she was telling the entire Facebook about Japan. And I reached out to her. I asked her about it and she told me all the information. And then I remember telling my family, and everybody laughed at me because with this job, like, I took a big pay cut. And again, I didn't come here for the money. And a lot of people, when I tell them what I used to do or where I used to work, they don't understand. They're like, so why are you here? But I'm here because I want to travel. I'm here because I realized I was on a path that I realized that I was going to work the rest of my life with 2 weeks vacation, with max 3 weeks vacation in my job, because I would have still been there if God didn't open up these doors. And that would have been it. I would have maxed out at 3 weeks vacation, and I would have just been working, just turning those the wheels of corporate and trying to break glass ceilings. But I didn't want to do that anymore. I've always had a dream of traveling. When I was younger, I wanted to be a pilot. However, I went to ground school. I went to flying school. I can fly a Cessna, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't know about me. But I can. And my first time going to ground school, it was a summer program. I was 14. Yeah, I was 14 and I did that, and that was my dream. I was going to be a pilot because I wanted to see the world. But as you grow older, and all of those classes that I took in summer school, every time I was in the aviation field, there weren't many women, and I was always treated like a princess, and I hate that feeling. I hate to be singled out. I hate to be given attention, and I hated that a lot. Like the little boys, like the boys that were there, they were able to go and like do their pre-flight check by climbing up on the wings, checking their flaps and all that, and I wasn't allowed to do that. Well, maybe it's because how I was dressed too. I'm very girly, so of course, if you're watching this now and you see my life, it won't show. Because and that's another thing. I tell you guys, I'm going to be jumping. Since moving here, I've lost that part of me too. Like, I'm very feminine, and I don't want to call myself bougie, but I've been given that title. I'm extremely feminine. If it's pink, if it's glitter, if it's shiny, if it's pretty, I want it. So I'm normal. I don't wear sneakers. I don't wear certain things. I'm a heels girl. I'm a dress and skirts, but I can't do those things while being here because it doesn't work for me. Like, I walk everywhere, and other people have, like, I see other girls do it. They have on their heels, but I can't do that. I can't wear my heels here. I can't wear, like, even the other day I wore a skirt to work. To walk up to the train station to go up the hill, my skirt was pretty much under my butt. Of course, I had on tights, but I still didn't want my tights exposed. I had to be pulling down. It's just inconvenient. So it's simpler for me to just wear my sneakers and jeans and t-shirt. And I'm tired of that. I feel like I'm always in just jeans, t-shirt, and sneakers. But also for people who travel and do like expat life, you guys already know, like, to travel and all that, you don't want to pay for luggage. And Japanese apartments, you can check that right here. I'm doing a lot of plugs, guys. You can check out my Japanese apartment tour right here. There is not a lot of space in Japan, so most of my clothes are back home. I just have the bare minimum essential. In fact, my clothes are still packed in my suitcase. only my like 2 jeans and my work clothes are out. So I realized there's a lot of things that have changed since living here. There's a lot of things that have changed, but I think I originally started to tell you guys that I didn't come on camera because I wanted to address, and I said I'm not going to call her name, but we all know about what's happening in America. We all know about the female that got shot in her home, and that's just a depressing story. I'm not going to say her name because, not out of disrespect, but because so many people have profited off her name. There are so many parties that was promoted off her name. There were so many merchandises that were sold off her name. There were so many people that was clout chasing off her name. So many people trying to seem like they're woke off her name that I refuse to say it. I have gotten to the point where I have tried to withdrawn myself from social media. So every now and again you'll see me on Instagram, I'll do a story or whatever, but I try to pull back because even with the stories, I try to do interactive stories. KimDix Diary, I'm gonna put it right here for you. I try to do interactive stories on Instagram, but then I realize we're in this age where everybody has something to say and everybody has the right to what they're saying. But you see me, I'm a little bit ignorant, guys. I know me, and I can be my tongue can cut, and it's not a very nice thing, and I need to. That's another reason why I came to Japan, to mellow out myself and to grow. It's a part of the growing process of putting myself in an uncomfortable situation to learn and grow, because I need patience. I needed certain things that is happening here. But yeah, since recently, like, a lot of people have been trying me on Instagram, and I realized that I'm lashing out. So I have to, whenever that happens, I'm like, whoa, 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 come back, come back, come back. You can't do that. But yeah, a lot of people just do it for the clout. Like, you guys are not grounded. I find that so much of us are not grounded. It's just like, here, a hashtag right here, you talk about it 2 seconds, then you jump to the next one, then you jump to the next one, then it's about what's that boy's name, Tory Lanez and Mega. It's just all over the place, and I have a problem with that. Here I go with my unpopular opinion now. Anybody who knows me, I'm all for Black Lives Matters. What I do need is that I need structure. I think that there is no structure within the organization. We need people to educate. You have people like Sean King that's throwing out, oh, don't let me start with him. See, I appreciate Sean King for giving us information and telling us about everything that's happening. But there's also a flip to him that I'm just like, there's something about you, sneaky fox. And he has to do with, he has his own agenda. And I guess we all do have our own agenda, but I think the agenda that we need to do is look for the entire populace instead, or the entire population, versus just for our home. And I feel like that's his thing. He's promoting his book, he's promoting his podcast, he's promoting his wife's school, he's promoting all these other things. It's just different agendas. Like, I didn't understand, like, how did we move from Black Lives Matters in the US to we're starting to take on things in Canada, and we have to get done with home. Like, if my home is flooded, there's no way I can go next door to my neighbor's house who's flooding to help her. I have to first fix what's going on here. And those are just some of the things that I don't understand with the whole thing. Like, this presidential election that is happening, we're so focused, once again, like the last 4 years, we're so focused on the presidential vote. We're so focused on that. It's like we forgot that there's 3 branches of government. Guys, we learned this in American History 101. We have the information. We have, even before American History 101 in college, we learned this in school, in high school. We have the information. We have it. And I think that's the most frustrating thing, is that we have the tools to be successful, but we're not using them. It's like, we can go out there and we can burn and I'm riot and protest. Well, maybe I shouldn't say riot. Protest and do what you have to do. But what I'm saying is there needs to be more. What is the follow-up to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people, we're saying that we need change, but are you starting change? Change starts with us. You know how that change starts? That change starts by volunteering in your community. You volunteer. Change starts with the future. So you have to be going to your Boys and Girls Club. Volunteer there. Are you going to your local library to read out to your kids? Are you volunteer at your school system when they have career day or going there? Like, there's so many different things that you can do into your community to play a part. Because not because this didn't happen in your community, it can still happen. It can still happen. And that change that we want, it starts on an individual basis. And I feel like we're not focusing on that. Yes, it's good, we're focusing worldwide, but we also need to remember we need to start here in our own towns, and not just by walking and demonstrating about what's happening over in, and I'm just going to say Florida, I'm just calling it a state name. We have to do more than that. And that is my issue. I can go on and on about this, but I'm trying. I'm still trying. I'm trying not to get, I just don't want to talk about certain things, not because I don't want to ruffle feathers, but it's because it's a deep conversation, and it takes several different layers of peeling to get to that place, and I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because not right now. I don't want to do that. It just, I don't want to do that because mentally, I don't want to do that because mentally I'm not prepared to do that. Like I said, with COVID and everything, I have my own mental struggles that I am dealing with, my own personal issues, and at this point in time I don't want to take on that as well, because we all know with the staying home and the different people not having jobs or different things. And see, the thing about it, thinking, oh, this is getting long, I'm gonna wrap it up. We're at 23 minutes, guys. So the thing about it is that when you stay home, and when you're home, or when you're in your own bubble, your own mind, you start thinking, and that's a dangerous thing. So it's not a battle, because everything else that I've been thinking about is not a battle that I wanna talk about or I'm willing, because it's going to take more than one video to discuss, and it's going to take active work to keep on going on it, and I'm not willing to do that. And I know somebody out there is saying, then why you start talking about it? Because I can, because I said that I'm going to talk about what came up on my mind, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, so as I said, this is getting lengthy. I just wanted to touch bases with you guys. I felt like we haven't sat down and talked, and now you know the reason. I just feel like there's a lot of things that I need to touch on based on home, but I am not mentally prepared, or I don't have the time. It's not that I'm not mentally prepared. Well, I'm gonna keep it as that. I'm not mentally prepared, neither do I have the time to focus on that issue, and I don't want to open a can of worms that I'm not willing to finish. If you open something, if you start something, you must be willing to finish it. And this video is going to be the exception, because I already told you I was just talking. I hope you guys, can you guys hear this airplane? But how are you guys doing with 2020? How has it been treating you? Again, if you're new here, I'm sorry, this is a strange video for you to come in on. I'm not going to edit this much, because if I do, I'm gonna start scrapping the whole video and be like, oh, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to do that. So thank you guys for watching. It will just go up, and I'll see you for Traveling Sundays on Sunday, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.